I feel like SpongeBob in that episode where he's really thirsty and needs water when he goes to visit Sandy. I don't need it. I don't need it. Hello. You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me. Welcome, everybody. How are you? If you're wondering why that intro was a little random and bizarre, I mean, I think most of mine are, but it is because Kim Kardashian has released another collaboration with Beats headphones. And I just have this thing with headphones. I don't like to be anywhere without music or the possibility of being able to listen to music. Like, I listen to music pretty much all day long, every day, for the most part. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately, which reminds me I need to cancel my Audible because I have lots of credits that I've already used. Just FYI, you have to use all your credits on Audible before you cancel your account or they'll delete, which seems illegal. Audible seems kind of shady lately. I think I talked about this before because like I go to use my credits all the time. Sorry, I go to use my credits all the time, and like the book is at a weird percentage off, like just enough that it's not worth it to use your credit because you'd be losing money. But so you're like, well, I'll just buy the book because I paid more for the credit than I am going to pay for this book. And it's like a lot of books, you guys. Like it's hard to find. I had to like search and search for books that I could actually use my credits for. Because if I got rid of my account or like stop my subscription, they would take away my credits, which seems super, super shady. I'm just going to say that right there. Anyway, that's not where I was going. How did I get on this tangent? I feel like Dory. No, anyway, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, but for the most part I listen to podcasts, music, like I always have music going. And so that means I have a million headphones. And I'm not kidding. I think I have 4 pairs of wireless headphones in my backpack at all time. I have one in my gym bag, and they all serve different purposes. Like I don't use some of the older ones as much because the new Beats Fit ones, they like fit in your ear perfectly, and they really don't hurt your ears unless you wear them for like 6 hours. But they don't fall out. Like you can go running there, you don't have to keep adjusting them. You literally like they hardly ever fall out, if ever. Like sometimes I have to adjust them a little bit, but yeah. So those ones I use pretty much all the time. And I bought the Kim Kardashian ones. That's the neutral tones, and so I got one that matched my skin tone. And it was funny because my friends work at Apple, and sorry, I don't know why my voice keeps doing this. And Apple bought Beats back in, I don't even know, 2013 or something for like $1 billion, and so they sell them now at their stores. And I'm like, you guys, you got to get me these Kim Kardashian ones. And they're like, oh, sorry, you're too slow. They're all sold out. I'm like, oh, you guys, I asked you for one thing. I asked you to stop doing your job and go get me those headphones. So anyways, I hurried went on Amazon and they had them. And I got them the next day and I sent a picture to my friends. I'm like, never send boys to do a man's job. So I got my Kim Kardashian headphones. But I also won another pair at my Christmas party, my family Christmas party, that I use more regularly because I don't want the Kim Kardashian ones to break or die. I'm looking at the box right now. I still have the box because I'm a millennial and that's what we do. We keep boxes. But so now this time she has the over the ear ones. And I already bought the Apple AirPod Maxes. And like I have mixed reviews. I like them. They're really heavy. They're super, super heavy. You can't sleep with them on the airplane. Like they get in your way. I think any over-the-ear headphones would do that. And they make the top of my head fall asleep. So other than that, they're really nice. They're super expensive. I don't think I'd ever pay that price again. when I worked at my old job, we actually got a better discount than the people at Apple, which was so surprising. It wasn't like a ton, but it still was a discount. But now I want these ones, you guys. I really want these ones so bad. So I gotta tell myself I don't need it. I don't need it. I really don't need it. I actually have an old pair of Beats headphones upstairs that broke in half, and I don't have the heart to get rid of them. I really should. I paid a lot of money for them, but I wore them at the gym like every single day, so like my sweat made the foam stuff around the ears like it's like peeling and falling off. Like I really should just throw them away. But I have a hard time doing that. I have a hard time throwing electronics away. I don't know why, but I do. I don't think you're supposed to throw electronics away, are you? I think that's bad for the environment. Like I have old like Dyson vacuums and stuff, and I'm like, what do I do with these? Like I don't want to throw them away, but like you go to Best Buy and they charge you $25 to recycle them. I'm like, so you guys make recycling so difficult. And then you hear that it doesn't even work. It's not even like they just throw your stuff away anyways. We were at Disneyland and I was like, what one should I put this in? And my cousin's like, I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I think they just throw it all away at the end. They just do this to make people feel better, which is probably true. But I just feel like in today's age, we should have a better system of recycling. Like they say that you can only recycle a bottle of water once, like a plastic water bottle once. I'm like, why? How does that make any sense? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. It's not for me to figure out. It's for someone out there to figure out. So yeah, that is what's on my mind currently, as is like a billion other things. But I did yoga yesterday for the first time in like 6 years. So this is only my second time doing it. My friend's sister-in-law, I guess she's also my friend too. She does like sound bath things. I think that's what you call it. I really don't know. She like has those bowls and then like the gong thing. And so before that, her friend did this, I think it's called Kundalini yoga. It's like kind of like a breath work type yoga, but it was in this really cute studio in Mill Creek in Utah. And it was like kind of like the perfect day. It was raining. Like it started to rain towards the end when we were all laying on our mats, listening to the sounds and stuff. And it was just like all about releasing like stress and, you know, clearing our minds of everything that's stressing us out. And then there was this part where we got to like hit these pillow things to the sound of like this beat and like chant this word. I can't remember what it is, but she's like, you think of like a situation that made you mad, or a situation you haven't healed from, or you didn't have time to process, or even someone who makes you angry. And you best believe I was hitting that pillow with full force, thinking of some people, because there are some people out there that drive me insane. I'm a pretty calm person, but inside I have a lot of rage. I just am really good at hiding it. Not like violent. I'm not like going to lash out at people, but it's just easier to keep quiet. And so like when I have the opportunity, like that's why I like to run so much. Like I just run fast just to get out all that like anger and frustration of people who just don't get it. People that just do not get life and do not get people's feelings. They don't get social cues. They don't have common sense. You know those people? They just aggravate you, and for some reason they just get to keep going on with life and no consequences. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but so yes, I was hitting that pillow very vigorously for 5 minutes straight. And then we got to lay down and listen to the sound baths. Of course, I fell asleep. I turned to Catherine. I'm like, just so you know, I'm going to fall asleep. Like, there's no question if like, I will. If I am horizontal? If I'm horizontal, honestly vertical too, I will fall asleep. And I only snored a little bit, but I woke myself up. Catherine says I was like chomping my teeth. I'm like, that's weird. But I've been using mouth tape at night, which if you guys haven't done that, you should at least try it. You put like, I don't buy the stuff they want you to buy on TikTok, like the fancy tape. I just went and bought like what do they call it, like Band-Aid tape. It's like clear, but it's really sticky. and you just put it over your mouth, and it keeps your mouth closed at night, which is good for your jaw. Like, it makes your face, like, if you breathe out of your mouth too much, it makes your facial structure like change. And I've never heard a doctor say this, but a lot of people on TikTok say it. But it just makes you breathe through your nose, and then you get a deeper sleep. And honestly, it does work. Like, I don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore. I used to wake up like clockwork every single night in the middle of the night, and then I'd go right back to sleep, but it would still interrupt my sleep. And now I really don't do that. Maybe a couple times have I done that. So yeah, why was I saying that? Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know why I was chomping my teeth when I was sleeping. It's really weird. It's kind of frightening, actually. So maybe I'm used to having my mouth taped, and my mouth just didn't know what to do. But yeah, it like started to thunder towards the end, and then it rained, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I go and check my phone right after we're done, and I see all these pictures, and I have all these phone calls and stuff. And my mom's like, yeah, the town flooded. Like, half the town is flooded. I'm like, what? Well, there goes all my stress-free, like, tension. It's all back now. Luckily, my house did not get hit, which is surprising because it floods. It's flooded like 10 times since I've been little, and only like 5 of those has been my fault. But yeah, like, the town, it's like really sad. So I am thinking of all those people that have lost like tons of stuff. There are like pictures on Facebook of people going through their pictures and like photos and memorabilia that have just got completely wiped out by the water. They said it rained like 3 inches in 1 hour, and it just was like a rushing river through the whole town. Like, the entire main street was covered in water, which is it's just weird. Like, I didn't even think it was supposed to rain. When I left yesterday afternoon, it was like sunny and hot, and then all of a sudden it was just pouring rain. But yeah, so I don't know. Make sure your house is flood proof. I think most everybody's houses, it's just really weird, the houses that got hit, because they're the town kind of slopes up. So you think that the houses that would have got hit were on the main road. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself. But anyway, I did yoga. I probably need to go back because I was stressing out. We went to dinner after, and I'm just sitting there stressing about if my house is okay, if, the roads are going to be closed, like all this stuff. But, oh well. This happened like 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. It was after a big fire, though, so that made more sense. This really doesn't make any sense why this happened. Okay, moving on. So remember when I did a deep dive on Scarlett Johansson's skincare? Yeah. No, sorry. I just read her name. That's why I said that. Then I did a deep dive on celebrity skincare, and Scarlett Johansson's was on there. And out of all those skincare brands that I searched, hers is the only one that started showing me ads. And everyone thinks that's creepy and weird, that they know what you're thinking or watching, or, you know what I mean? That doesn't really bother me as much as it used to, because I think we just know more of how it works, how the algorithm works. But like, I seriously went through like 15, I think, and hers is the only one that kept showing me ads. They kept showing me TikTok videos. They kept showing me reels. And so I'm like, okay, I'll buy. So I bought the moisturizer on Amazon, but they didn't have the sunscreen, which is, I've been really trying to find a sunscreen that, like, I don't mind the Supergoop, but it feels too gooey, and like it leaves a film, I feel like. And then I was using this one from Young Living, the like essential oils company, and I'm sure it works. Sorry, my voice. I'm sure it works, but it just like left this white film on my face. I honestly didn't know what the difference, like there was a mineral sunscreen versus a regular one, and you're not supposed to use a regular one because apparently it causes cancer. And so when I very first used mineral sunscreen, I think it was Jessica Alba's, like forever ago, I put it on. I'm like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to wear this. I can't even rub it in. But I didn't know that was like mineral sunscreen. So this sunscreen does not leave a white film. It is not a thick layer. It does not feel like it's clogging my pores. So I had to order the sunscreen from their website. So now I have a monthly subscription to it. And let me tell you, the moisturizer is so hydrating. Like, you don't even need that much. It is so hydrating. It is so lightweight. And so is the sunscreen. So she got me. She really did get me, but it was worth it. So if you're wondering if you should try a new skincare brand or anything, The Outset by Scarlett Johansson is really good. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So that is my spiel on that. I want to get like, I don't, like, because I think people feel like they have to use every single product from each line, you know what I mean? Like, they can't pick and choose. Like, I don't mind Kim Kardashian's moisturizer. No. Well, that too. I think the moisturizer is pretty good. My gosh, what is it called? Cleanser? Like, I don't love all of her stuff, and I don't love all of Kylie's stuff, and I don't love all of Jessica Alba's stuff, and I don't love all of, like, what other company do I use? Like, Kiehl's stuff. But, like, I had a sample of Kim's night oil the other day, and I love that. So I think I'm going to start, like, branching out and trying different things and getting, a few things from each collection that I like, instead of feeling like I have to use all of everything in one collection. So that's just me talking. It's just me talking to me. Let's see. I don't know if anyone else has had this, because when I tell people about it, they kind of look at me funny, and they're like, mine doesn't do that. My Instagram updated, and I hate it. They changed the font, which is whatever, but they don't show you the date anymore of when people post. Like, they don't show you how long ago it was posted or the date at all, and not even on my stuff. And I'm like, this is really annoying. Like, I don't want to look like, what if a photo was posted like a month ago and then I just like it? Like, that's embarrassing. I don't like it. I do not like it. Does anybody else have this problem? If so, let me know, because I need someone to vent with. It is so annoying. I hate when people change things that don't need to be changed. Like, why that? Why did you change that? Of all things to change. Not the ugly app logo you have. I still don't like that when they changed the look of the app. It is so ugly, I think. Like, let's update that instead of updating the time. I don't know. It probably has something to do with the algorithm. But yeah, that actually frustrated me, and it needs to be changed ASAP. So let's see. My friends Jenica and Isabel and I we had like a movie night the other night, and we watched Confessions of a Shopaholic. I love that movie. That movie is like so comforting to me. I love watching it. I don't know. I love watching it during winter, especially. I think it's because it's kind of set. It looks like it's set in the cold time in the movie, not necessarily Christmas, but I still remember seeing it in theaters. I thought it was so funny. Sorry, that was my water bottle. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was so just like light and easy to watch, and so I'm like, we should watch that one. Like, I haven't seen that one forever, and it still hits. It's so good, but it's kind of frightening how accurate it is to my life. Like, it's just, credit cards are just so easy to get and so easy to use, and then so easy to hate afterwards, because she just explains it perfectly. You just like go to the store, and the store is so inviting, and the most of the time, unless you go to Zara, most of the time when you go to stores, the cashier, the workers are like, welcome, like, you should try this, look at this, like, they're always so happy for you. And then she's like, the credit cards used to say I was their valued customer, but now they send me hate mail. And it's just so true. And you know what's sad now is it's not even like, I can't even tell you the last time I went shopping. Now it's just food and gas, honestly. I mean, I do travel, so that that does take some, but like, I don't go to stores anymore. I really don't. And I haven't bought anything, any clothing type thing, probably since my birthday last year. So that tells you anything. I kind of went on a wild shopping spree my last birthday, which is fine because I was in Vegas, and it doesn't matter what you do in Vegas. But yeah, that movie is my life. If you're ever wondering what my life is, everyone's always like, you travel so much. You do, like, you're always going somewhere. I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to pay for it eventually. I never regret spending money on traveling, though. That is one thing, like, I don't care if I go into debt for. I know that's not good financial advice, like, at all, but I'm not going to not go see something or do something. I don't like go crazy. It's not like I go somewhere every month, but I don't know. I'm just not, I don't have the mindset of waiting until I'm old and retired, which I don't know what I retire from at this point, but to go travel. Like, I want to do it now while I am young and like can walk and don't have back pain and look good in pictures. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'd rather do it now and worry later. It's just so hard to even have hope financially right now. So I just keep plugging along, but I'll figure it out eventually. I always tell myself that, so I hope it's true. But anyway, Confessions of a Shopaholic, aka the documentary of Casey's life. Except for I could never sell all my things like she does. I don't think anybody would want my things anyways. It's all magazines and concert merch. I am the brokest person you ever know until there's a concert announced. And I just have a feeling that Miley Cyrus is about to announce something. I know for sure Katy Perry is. Lady Gaga's about to announce an album. I hope Dua Lipa does. And Beyonce's going to do her Cowboy Carter one. And it's just so... There's just so much. There's just so much. And none of them come to Utah anymore, so I always have to travel. First world problems. I understand. I get it. But I just love concerts. And I really hope the rumors are true that Miley Cyrus is going to be at the Super Bowl next year. So I just pray and fast for me that actually happens, because I need it to. I just do. Have you guys seen my Utah people? I don't know if they're in Utah County, but they're in Salt Lake County. The billboards for Julia Reagan. It's just that random lady on the billboard. And it says, like, born this date, died this date. Have you guys heard the backstory about it? It's actually really cute. So her and her husband owned like one of the largest billboard companies. And it's called Reagan, billboards or whatever. And she passed away, and he loved her so much, and he misses her so much that he put her face all over Salt Lake County, because he, just loves her. I just can't imagine someone loving me that much to do something even slightly like that. But isn't that so sweet? Like, I believe most love is dead, but I think there is some love out there that is actually real, and people actually enjoy being with each other, I just feel like most couples hate each other. If you actually really look at it, I think most couples despise each other. Just like pay attention a little bit and around people that are married or couples, and just like do a investigation. Like, do they actually like each other, or they just not want to be alone, or do they love each other? So that's your homework, is to analyze the couples around you and see if they hate each other. Okay, what else do I have to talk about? I think that's it. Let's just get started. There's one more thing, but that happened a long time ago. Oh my gosh, I want to say this. I was riding my mom and stepdad got electric bikes for Christmas, and of course, like, they never use them. My mom uses hers, but so I kept my stepdad's here at the house, and I was going to ride up to my dad's house, which is like, I don't know, 1.5 miles away from my house. But like, I live on a dirt road, and then there's like a main highway that takes you to town, and like on that way is my dad's house. So I just ride in the bar pit, and I was riding the other day, and the pedal fell off. So like, I stopped and I was like backing the bike up, and then I was trying to reach for the pedal that was on the ground, and my hand was on the handle and it was twisting the motor engine thing, and so the bike was trying to go forward and I'm trying to go backward. Luckily no one was driving by. I would have been mortified. But I'm like, thank goodness this bike has a motor, or I'd have to walk this thing all the way back to the house. So if you did see me, that's what was happening, but it didn't look like there was anybody around. But like I was trying to put the pedal back on and it wouldn't go on. I'm like, this is so embarrassing. So I went home. Yeah. Okay, I talked about Kim Kardashian's beats. Tom Daley announced he is retiring from the Olympics. Tom Daley is the Olympic diver from England. He is married to Dustin Lance, I think is his name. I don't know why I forgot his name. I watched a documentary about him on the way home from Boston. It was really, really sad. It's called Mama's Boy. It's about his mom. And anyway, it's really good. You should watch it. I highly recommend it, but it was sad. Yeah, and Dustin helped write the movie Milk about Harvey Milk, and it won all kinds of awards or something. But Tom Daley is his husband, and he is from England, and he's been in the Olympics forever. And so it's like, what is he gonna do? Like, he's gonna have to find a whole new, like, career, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess he has endorsements and stuff, and he has tons of Instagram followers. He won 1 silver medal this year at the Olympics. But yeah, he says he is done. Could you imagine devoting your whole life to that and then just knowing one day it'll have to end? Like, I don't know, I feel like every other, I guess sports in general, but every other career you can kind of go as long as you want. But sports is like, you're kind of limited. Have you seen that tweet or whatever it was? It's like some really in shape like football player, and like the commentator in the background. Look at this ancient, like old football player barely making it across the field. He's like only in his 30s. It's true. It's sad. Actually, I don't know if it's true. I think it's just a stigma. Like, is it really like that, or do people just do it because everyone else retires early? I don't know. I guess Tom Brady never wanted to. He just keeps coming back. So yeah, congratulations, Tom Daley. I wonder how many awards he's won. Tom Daley medals awards. Oh, he's only won once? No, he's got to have more than that. If he hadn't won anything, he wouldn't just keep doing it. Maybe that's why he did it. He finally won something. Hang on. How many medals does Tom Daley have? 5. 1 gold, 1 silver, and 3 bronze. So there you go. Those swimmers are in such good shape. My cousin Sadie and I, it's her birthday, by the way, today. Happy birthday, Sadie. We were watching the Olympics, I guess a week ago, and it was Olympic divers. And these people like are doing these immaculate, like 17 flips in the air and then landing perfectly in the water, or like jumping so high and like doing, like some of them were doing handstands off of the diving board, and like they land in the water and the commentator's like, ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, that's such a shame. What a shame. And me and Sadie look at each other like, oh my gosh, like there's no way I could even do anything remotely like that. Like they do these crazy stunts and then they're just like, oh, that's such a shame. His toe was pointed slightly off. That'll cost him. I'm like, this is bizarre. This is so, like, how do you even like get into that position to judge something at the Olympics, you know? I don't know. It's interesting. Our favorite reality reality show is coming back. Selling Sunset is coming back September 6th. The outfits are smaller. The drama is bigger. The houses are bigger. Escrow is back. It makes you wonder how real this show actually is. Like, I don't know. They're just their outfits are getting so bizarre. Like they don't even look good. Like the outfits, they're just like tiny little cloths covering like fractions of their bodies. And it's like, okay, can we just wear something normal? It's like that scene when Chelsea came walking in this skirt that was literally like the size like of a scarf. And she couldn't even sit down because it was like solid leather. And she's like, I guess this isn't meant to be worn off the runway. I'm like, yeah, no, duh. Like, who would wear that out in public? I'm like, this is ridiculous. Anyway, it comes back September 6th. I don't know if it's a like 2-part thing because Emily in Paris just came out and it's in 2 parts. I have not watched it yet. I will. But they seem to be doing that a lot. I think it's to keep up the momentum, like get people still talking about the shows and stuff. But all we want really is for shows not to take 2 years to come out with only, like 8 or 9 episodes. Like, we don't like that. I don't know who's in charge in Hollywood, but none of us like that. So can we stop? Can we go back to like the 25 episode, seasons, and like the seasons only take like 6-month break maybe, anyone listening out there, please, that's all we're asking. Let's see. Okay. I want to talk about, do you see Stanley? The Stanley Cups and Barbie have collabed. So I don't know if they're out yet, but you can buy like custom designed, I guess not custom, but it's custom to Barbie prints. They're kind of like 70s vibe. So any of my Stanley people, is that still a thing? Like, is the Stanley craze still going? Like, I don't even know. But if it is, here's a new collection for you to grab. Did you see Travis Kelce in the new commercial for Grotesque, the new Ryan Murphy show that's coming out on FX? It looks really gory. I don't know if I can watch it. It's kind of about a serial killer that they're trying to find. And it has something to do with like, it looks like, what am I trying to say? Possession or something? Is that what I'm trying to say? But yeah, you just see a little clip of him in there. I wonder how much he'll be in it. Like, is it just like a one scene where he's gonna die? You know what I mean? But I mean, you gotta start somewhere. So yeah, that comes out. When does that come out? September something. Sorry, I lost my place. Oh, September 25th. It's premiere date on FX. So it'll be on Hulu probably the next day. That'll be interesting to see. I wonder how he'll do. I wonder. He's probably so busy with football practice. Doesn't football start soon? I couldn't tell you. I think I saw someone post about like making fun of all the football fans crying because they have to see Taylor Swift for like 5 seconds on the screen. And they're like, we're only 1 month away. And this is a movie I've never seen. I've seen like clips of it with my cousins forever ago. Like, I couldn't tell you anything about this movie, which is shocking because it's really popular. But The Notebook, the old lady died. Gina Rowland died. And that's kind of sad. I know I always see clips of her on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So that is actually on my list of movies to watch this winter while I'm hibernating because there's like a lot I haven't seen, and I feel like that is illegal. Like, if I have a podcast about celebrities and pop culture and movies and stuff, I feel like I need to be caught up more. There's only one franchise I'm really not looking forward to watching, and that's Star Wars. I just don't care. I really don't think I'm gonna watch it. I'm sorry to all my Star Wars people out there, but I finally understand what people say when I tell them they should watch Marvel, or even like Harry Potter or something. Like, they're like, there's just so many, there's just so much to watch. Or Housewives, like that one's a daunting one because there's literally so many. Like, that's how I feel now about Star Wars. I'm like, there's so many, and I don't understand what they're saying. Same with Game of Thrones. I'm gonna have to have an interpreter sit with me and tell me what they're saying on Game of Thrones, because there's no way I'm going to be able to know what they're saying. But everyone loves these movies. And it's like, how much are you really getting? Like, are you just watching it to watch it because everyone else is watching it? So, yep. That is... Do you see Dyson has a new hair care product? Not just a curling iron or a hair dryer. Dyson hair products. It's an actual product now. Let's see. I think it's supposed to go along with their straightener. The straightener's $500. But they say it works. No, I want the Dyson hair products. Hair care. Oh, here we are. New styling products. 2 times longer hold without the crunch. So supposedly you're supposed to take a quiz and it'll tell you which is the best for you. There's a pre-styling cream, a post-styling serum, pre-style cream refill. Oh, these are just refills. So there's really only 2 products. And it looks like it's just supposed to help prevent... It's got 5 stars. All of them do, honestly. Dyson pre-styling cream. I want to know what the details are. Product description. Come on. Straight to wavy light conditioning formula is best suited for hair that is easily weighed down by styling products. Lightweight retention product conditions individual hairs while locking in styles for 2 times longer hold without the crunch, stickiness, or residue. I don't know what that says. Chitosan? Derived from oyster mushrooms. Creates flexible bond that supports hair strand by strand, protecting your styles from frizz, even in high humidity. Dyson's signature fragrance is a blend of green and floral notes. Sparkling bergamot, soft florals, warming cedarwood and musk. There you go. It is $60 for a 100 milliliter. That goes from 100 milliliters to 15. Interesting. I wonder if they want people to try it because they're like way smaller. $60. It looks like kind of like how Kim Kardashian does it. So they have from curly to coily, light conditioning, straight to wavy, curly to coily, rich conditioning, straight to wavy, rich conditioning. Interesting. I think they're trying to do what Kim Kardashian does, and you just buy refills, and then you get to keep the cool looking bottles and put the refills in them. But a refill for the big one, oh, that's not a deal. Oh my gosh, you guys. It goes from $60 to $55. I'm like, you might as well just buy the whole thing again. Anyway, if you're curious, there you go. Start shopping for Christmas products if you want. But knowing Dyson, it'll be very good. I'm actually sad Dyson was going to make a car and they canceled it. I'm like, that sucks. They said it was just too much right now, which feels weird because I think James Dyson's whole slogan is to keep going and to keep trying and keep experimenting. So for them to give up on something probably was not easy. I read an article once that said Dyson owns more land in England than the Queen does. I guess the Queen doesn't own anything anymore, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That was back then when she was alive. R.I.P. Have you guys heard Die With A Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars? Such a random collab, honestly. Like, I don't understand what... Like, I think they perform at the same venue in Vegas, the Park MGM. But I'm just like, how did this happen? Like, how did you guys like cross paths? I'm wondering if they were there the same day doing something and they kind of were just talking and it got to, where they wanted to collab, or if their team put them together. Like, I just don't understand. I'm not like mad about it. It's just, it's kind of random. I don't not like Bruno Mars, but I just feel like his stuff when I was in high school is so much better. His stuff nowadays just seems obnoxious. I don't know how to explain it. It just does. Ever since he threatened us, ever since he, what am I trying to say, cursed us with Uptown Funk, I just don't listen to him as much as I used to. And again, I don't mind him. I think he's fine as a person, and I have nothing against. I just don't really care for his music. But I think Uptown Funk is one of the worst songs in the entire world. I'm not even kidding you. I hate that song. I hate it with a passion. I hate it as much as people hate Happy by Pharrell Williams. I hate it as much as people hate, Friday by Rebecca Black. What's another song that's out that people just hate? I just hate it. I hate that song so much, you guys. I can't even explain it. It is so obnoxious. It is so in your face. It's so just like frat boy energy. You know what I mean? Just like obnoxious boys. Okay, and moving on. Harry and Meghan, Prince Harry. Are we supposed to call him Prince Harry still? They are visiting Colombia. They're doing like one of those tours of, like when royalty does that. That's what they're doing. So I don't know. Maddie Murphy on the Bad Broadcast was saying, she's like, I kind of expected more from them. I was like rooting for them and I really like them, but I feel like they have just kind of been fumbling and not really doing much lately. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true, but there's probably only so much they can do. Like yeah, I think they got a $50 million deal with Spotify for a podcast. But like they had to pay for everything now. They had to pay for all their security. So it's probably just not cheap to do things, is what I'm getting at. Did you guys see? So there's this like rumor that Dakota Johnson, who is in Madam Web, our favorite movie of the summer, or when did it come out? In the winter. And Chris Martin, who is the lead singer of Coldplay, Gwyneth Paltrow's ex-husband, who he just posted a video of him doing a acoustic version of Lifetimes by Katy Perry, which makes me happy that finally other famous people are supporting Katy Perry. But they've been together, Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin have been together for 7 years. I did not expect to read that. It seems like they've been together for like 2 years, maybe 3. But no, they've been together for 7 years. They're still engaged. Crazy. It's crazy how fast time goes. I hate it. King of the Hill. Any King of the Hill fans out there? They're doing a reboot. Apparently Bobby, I haven't watched that show in forever, but apparently Bobby is going to be 21 in this new reboot. There's really no other information, just that the reboot is most likely happening. So there you go. This just happened this morning. Charli XCX is the new face of Skims, or the newest model for Skims. Their new cotton collection, which drops August. Let's see, when does it drop? Sometime in the next little bit. Can you believe August is almost over? Let me find Kim Kardashian. Let's see, August 21st. So what's today? Oh, in a few days. Wow. Crazy. Charli is just on fire right now. That makes me happy because she's been in the music business for a long time. And I've always listened to her. There's always like songs that she comes out with that I've listened to consistently. Forever by her is probably one of the best songs in the whole world. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. So that's just that. But I just love that this Brat era is getting a lot of love and attention. But yeah. What's next, you guys? If you guys ever want me to talk about someone specifically or like a subject, I know I don't touch on like country people that much. I'm trying to get better about that. I did try and listen to Post Malone's new album, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just really twangy, and I don't know. I have a hard time with twang, you guys. I think I'll listen to it again, obviously to give it a chance, because I think people like it a lot. It's just really country, and it's just not my forte. I just love pop music. That's just my thing. But another Post Malone thing, he said that Beyonce, when she sent him over the sample track for their Levi's Jeans song on her album, she sent someone directly, like employee, to his house, like with the file, so it wouldn't get hacked or stolen or whatever. Like, she literally, like, that was someone's job. Could you imagine that being your job? You getting something handed to you from Beyonce to fly to Utah, to drive to Post Malone's house and hand him the drive. That would be the best job ever. Could you imagine? That would be so awesome. Let's see. Demi Lovato is on the cover of Hollywood Reporter. And Hollywood Reporter is a hard magazine to find. Like, I remember when the Kardashians were all on it one time, I had to go to Reno to find it. Like, I didn't go to Reno just to find the magazine, which actually is really weird that it's not in Salt Lake, but it was in Reno. That is so bizarre to me. We were going to Lake Tahoe, and I was like, well, let's just stop at Barnes & Noble just to see. And it was there, but it's really hard to find. I don't buy magazines as much as I used to. I buy ones that I know people I like. Like, I used to just buy magazines like crazy. And like, I look at them now, I'm like, why did I buy that? But now I'm like kind of more mindful about the ones I buy. But it just makes me sad because I know at some point that they're not going to make magazines anymore. And that makes me really, really sad. So I'm just enjoying it while it lasts as I'm surrounded by magazines. My friends came down, Catherine and Dalton, and took pictures of me. Kind of just with all my pop culture stuff. And so my whole office is rearranged right now. I actually like it. I'm going to keep it this way, but it's just kind of weird not being in my big comfortable chair, you know. I took everything out of this room, so it's kind of empty, and it feels good. It kind of feels good to not have a bunch of stuff in here. What was I talking about? Oh, Demi Lovato. She's on the cover of Hollywood Reporter. I think she goes by she now. I think she changed back because people kept giving her such a hard time by going by they, them. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Oh, did I even finish what I was talking about with Lady Gaga? So Die With A Smile is a song by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, and it's actually really good. I love it. It's like a love ballad, and it's really, 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 really good. So she said, here's something to hold you over until LG7. So I think it's just kind of a random standalone song, but I have a feeling it's for the Joker. They haven't said anything about it, so maybe it is just a standalone song, but I think it'd be kind of perfect for the Joker, the new one. Have you guys heard? So Matthew Perry, Chandler from Friends, we talked about him a long time ago when he died, but 5 people have been arrested in his death case or whatever. Supposedly he had been given ketamine treatments, which I don't know. Is ketamine bad for you? Is ketamine good for you? Is ketamine medicine? Like, what is it? But apparently his assistant has been arrested, and a bunch of doctors, and I'm guessing nurses, have been arrested. This is just 1 hour ago. It's from USA Today. Do I trust it? The Boston Globe. Oh, here's today. Matthew Perry, death. I don't want it to play loud music. Okay. New details into the 5 people charged in Matthew Perry's death. Of course, there's all these pop-ups. Hang on. No, I want to read the article. I don't want to watch the video. All right. Well, that was a bust, you guys. Hang on. Let me go find... I hate when you click on these things and they want you to subscribe. I'm like, I don't want to subscribe to the New York Journal or whatever. I probably should because it... I try and look at it a lot. Court documents are shedding light on the death of Friends actor Matthew Perry, including his final days alive. This is from USA Today. The documents detail the final chapter in the beloved actor's highly publicized struggle with addiction, including an eventual 2023 relapse that resulted in his death from the acute effects of ketamine in October of last year. Earlier this week, California prosecutors announced 5 people had been charged in connection to Perry's death during a news conference on Thursday for distributing ketamine to Perry during the final weeks of the actor's life. I read somewhere that his assistant would give him shots of ketamine. I wouldn't trust just some rando giving me a shot. Among the 5 charged, Perry's personal live-in assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa. Wow, I've never heard that. Iwamasa, who referred to himself as Batman's butler, according to court docs. Iwamasa, 59? Huh. So who was the kid that I just saw earlier? I saw someone earlier and that guy did not look 59. Pleaded guilty on August 7th to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine, resulting in death and serious bodily injury, and he faces up to 15 years in prison. Investigators allege Iwamasa conspired alongside others to purchase at least $55,000 worth of ketamine on behalf of Perry to inject the actor with the drug without proper medical licensure. Ketamine is an anesthetic drug and a party drug. See, like, what is it? And a psychedelic. It has psychedelic contents. At the time of his death, Perry was receiving ketamine infusions therapy for depression and anxiety. The medication has a hallucinogenic effects that alter the perception of sight and sound and cause users to feel devoid from pain and out of control of their surroundings. As FDA-approved anesthetics, ketamine has been recognized as a fast-acting antidepressant drug for decades. Physician Salvador Plasencia, 42, and Jasmine Sanga, 41, whom the DOJ press referred to as the ketamine queen of North Hollywood, were charged with 18 counts for their role in Perry's death. Wow, that's a lot. 3 other co-conspirators were charged. Dr. Mark Chavez. Anyway, a lot of people are in trouble. Matthew Perry froze up from a large dose of ketamine 2 weeks before his death. On September 30th, Iwamasa learned how to inject ketamine after Dr. Pillette. I would never, ever, ever do that. Even if my boss asked me to do that, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry. There's just no way I feel comfortable doing that. Administers 2 shots of ketamine to Perry and then taught the personal assistant how to make injections and left behind a vial for him. For days, Iwamasa also used coded language to communicate with co-conspirators to obtain more ketamine. Yeah, so apparently he froze up in the hot tub and that's how he died. Isn't that sad? What a shame. People just being reckless for money. That's so sad. I wonder, like, what caused the spark, like, for someone to investigate, you know? Probably, like, the coroner, is that what they call him? Said something was fishy here. That's what I'm guessing. Let's see, how are we doing on time, you guys? 52 minutes. Okay. I want to talk about Katy Perry. She's getting the Video Vanguard Award at the MTV Music Awards, which they changed to September 11th. Isn't that crazy? What a wild... Like, they changed it from September... When is the debate? Hang on. They changed it because of the debate. And someone's like, wow, what a wild date to change it to. September 11th. When is the debate? 2024. No, not that one. June 27th. Why would it even show me that one? When is the presidential debate? Come on. September 10th. Oh, so they moved it a day after. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting for sure. Anyway, she's getting the Video Vanguard Award, and it's like the highest award you can get at MTV, and it's for people who have done like amazing things in the music industry. Like I'll just read what. So Katy Perry has sold 143 million singles, and her next album is called 143, which means I Love You. It's her angel numbers. So that's kind of cool. I just wish that, I don't know. I wish that they would have waited until she was beloved again. I just feel like this era isn't doing it for her again, and I just feel like Kesha's ruining it for her. Personally, I've seen some videos of Kesha not being very nice, and I don't know. It just seems like other people can get away with stuff, but Katy Perry can't for some reason, and it's really not fair. And like her new single Lifetimes, I love it. It's catchy, it's fun. But I get why people didn't like Woman's World. It's not like her best single, I'm going to be honest with you. It's still good, but it's not Katy Perry. And someone's like, this sounds like we're stuck in 2010. I'm like, that's what we want. Like, dummy. That's what we've been asking for, is 2010 pop hits again. Like, what do you mean it sounds like 2010? Like, of course. I don't know. I just wish she would be kind of like where Charli XCX is right now. You know, just everyone loves the vibes. Everyone's like dancing to the songs, But so far the comments are pretty positive, and it's mostly for like music video type stuff, And if you're aware, Katy Perry has probably some of the best. I'm just gonna say the best music video like lineup of all time. I think it's just a well-known fact. Like, just multiple music videos with billions of views. So they're like movies. They're like actual cinema. Like E.T. Like, are you kidding me? That one. Like, how much did that cost? That budget was probably not cheap. Anyway, I'm excited for her. I wish people would be nice to her. She'll always be number one in my heart. But it's just how it is. Okay, there's a few things I want to talk about. So, do you guys know Elle King? She is that singer of X's and O's that was popular, like, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 years ago. X's and the O's, they haunt me. That song. She's also the one that was just recently in trouble for being drunk at the Grand Ole Opry, and like they were doing a tribute to Dolly Parton. And Dolly was so sweet to her. She's like, we all have those days. Let's just move on. We've already had a discussion, me and her, and everything's good. So she's kind of out of the limelight for a minute, but she just came on Jelly Roll's, is it his wife or is his girlfriend? Her podcast. And if you weren't aware, her father is Rob Schneider. And if you're not sure who Rob Schneider is, he's in like pretty much every single Adam Sandler movie. He is the guy in 50 First Dates who gets bit by a shark. He is in Bench Warmers. He's the guy that mows the lawns. He is in, why can't I say, Grown Ups. He's the guy that married that old lady. And I actually liked him. And then me and my friends went to his show, gosh, I don't even know, like a year and a half ago. And I don't like him. Like, he's not funny. All he would talk about, we did like a comedy show of his. Like, all he would talk about was COVID. And COVID had been over at that point for like 2 or 3 years. And like, that's all he could talk about. And all of his jokes were political. And I'm not saying like, I can't handle political jokes. Well, that's all you have. Like, that is so annoying. And then we went to Adam Sandler's show last December. And he was one of the warm-up people, like the openers. And we're like, oh my God, we can't get rid of this guy. But we all are in agreement. Like, we wish we never would have went to that show because it changed our perception of him. But, so now Elle King was on that podcast. And she was saying that her dad, Rob Schneider, was not very nice to her. And let me see if I can find the... no. Oh, 1 week ago. Here we go. It's People magazine. I don't know how much we trust these people, but okay, hang on. Elle King is lifting a lid on her fractured relationship with her father, Rob Schneider. Speaking in an edited teaser for an upcoming episode of Bunny XO's Dumb Blonde podcast, the X's and O's singer, 35, discussed her upbringing with Dad Schneider, as she recalled him sending her away to fat camp as a child. King said in the edited clip posted on TikTok Saturday, August 10th, I was like a really, really heavy child. My dad sent me to fat camp, and then I got in trouble 1 year because I sprained my ankle and I didn't lose any weight. Very toxic and very silly. Elsewhere, in the clip, King shared that she goes 4 or 5 years without talking to my dad, as she also criticized Schneider for his alleged opinions on social issues as a part of the reason they do not get along. I disagree with a lot of things he says. You're talking about out your ass and you're talking shit about drag and, anti-gay rights. And it's like, get effed. He's just talking out of his ass. And I want to use this opportunity to say that I disagree. I do not agree with what he says. King was mainly raised by her mother, former model London King, and stepdad Justin Tessa in Ohio. She reconnected with Schneider as an adult and after a strained past relationship with him as a child. Let's see. Speaking about the actor's presence in her life growing up, she said, if I would ever spend a summer with my dad, it would be on a movie set. I would just get lost in the shovel. If I ever messed up a shot or if I was talking, I would get in so much effing trouble. My dad forgot about every single birthday. I spent my 18th birthday in a summer school, and they brought me cupcakes, and I came home, and my dad forgot my birthday. That's sad. She looks really good. I think she must have kind of detoxed, because this picture, she looks really good and healthy. And that makes me happy. Yeah, anyway, that's sad. But after seeing his shows, I don't disagree and say that she's making stuff up, because I don't know. It just was kind of sad, you know, how not like he was my idol, but when they say like, don't meet your idols because they are never what you think they are. Like, you just think he's just this funny guy in Adam Sandler's movies, but he was actually really just not nice. Yeah. Anyway, what should we end on? What have I not talked about? Oh, I can't not talk about this. Okay, so the It Ends With Us drama is continuing. So Justin Baldoni, he's the main actor in the movie, or one of them, and he's also the director. And apparently he's had some back problems. Did you guys know he was on Jane the Virgin? I did not know that. That's where I think he got his big break from. Anyway, he's had a history of back problems, so he was just curious he needed to train his back to make it stronger, because there's a scene where he has to like lift her up apparently or something. So he's just curious how much she weighed. So apparently to her, that means he was fat shaming her, which I'm not here to say, you know, how you should get offended by that or not. But and then she said there was a scene where he lingered a little too long during a kiss. I'm like, okay. But it seems for the most part people are on his side. Like, if you go to his profile, it has a link to like domestic violence abuse, like hotlines or whatever. He posted just recently, someone sent him a message saying, after seeing this movie, it gave me the strength to leave my abusive relationship after 10 years. Like, he is like focusing on what the movie's about, while Blake Lively is not. Blake Lively, there's just so many clips of her coming out just being so rude, and so like, there's a clip of her on the red carpet and a fan gives her a friendship bracelet, and she's like, oh, this is so sweet. I'm not gonna wear it right now because it doesn't go with my outfit. And like, she throws it at her assistant, and then the girl that plays young Blake Lively in the movie gets a friendship bracelet. She's like, oh, that's so sweet, thank you, and puts it right on and just starts walking down the carpet. Like, there's just, I don't know if it's just she grew up rich and privileged that she just kind of doesn't, I don't know. She just seems very mean girl. And there's this one specific interview that a interviewer put out. She said, I can't remember how she said it, but she's like, here's an interview of me interviewing Blake Lively and Parker Posey. Which, who is Parker Posey? I've heard that name, but I could not even tell you who she is. IMDb. Anyway, it was her and Blake Lively getting interviewed by this lady who was super nice, and they were just being so rude to her, and just mean girl, just mean attitudes and snarky comments. And apparently she was on Scream in 2000, Scream 3, Superman Returns. So I mean, all stuff like from forever ago. Robot Chicken. Anyway, the interviewer starts off by saying, congratulations on your little bump to Blake Lively, because she was like 8 months pregnant and she had announced that she was pregnant. And Blake Lively's like, oh, thanks. Congratulations on your bump too. And the lady's like, oh, okay, you know. And then the lady asked, because like the movie's set in the 30s, whatever movie they were interviewing for. And she's like, so what do you guys think about the clothes and the fashion, like the time period or whatever? And Blake Lively looks over at Parker and she's like, I wonder if they'd ask the men this question, like the clothes. And like, yeah, do you remember that one outfit we got to wear, or this outfit? And like her and her co-star are just talking to each other, like very passive aggressively, very snarky, like that interviewer's not even there. And the interviewer was like, this almost made me quit my job because of how rude they were being to me. And there's just all these clips coming out of her being so rude and so hard to deal with. And on top of that, like, she is promoting this hair care line, and apparently it's not doing very well. There's like a 50% return rate. And she like, all she can talk about is Deadpool. Like, I don't know. This is like the downfall of Blake Lively, and I never thought we'd see that coming, but yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It all comes to light, eventually. But now, like, her PR team is putting out stuff like Blake's hair care line was never supposed to coincide with the movie. It was never supposed to, happen at the same time. But apparently Justin Baldoni has hired a PR team to kind of like dampen down all this. And I think it's just more of a precaution. And someone's saying it's more like, because this is the PR team that was hired by Johnny Depp during the whole Amber Heard situation, all that stuff. And people are saying it's more like an FU to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds because they're very, famous and powerful in Hollywood and have a lot of powerful friends. And it's kind of like a way to say, if you want to keep talking, here you go. I have a whole PR team behind me. We're ready to fight back. Anything that you have to say, we also have something to say. Like, we can keep going down this path of you going down this downward spiral. Because honestly, like, Justin, it doesn't sound like he's done anything wrong. And I just don't, the thing I don't get though is that all of the co-stars unfollowed him. Like, there's not any of them that are following him. So you wonder if like Blake has made them unfollow him, or if they're just following her lead, or if he did something. But so far, nothing has come out about him being hard to work with or anything. Yeah, it's just interesting. Blake's promoting this movie as a chick flick. Bring your friends. I was with some friends the other day, and they were like, yeah, I've had friends that have gone to that movie, and it like really triggered me. And like, I almost had to leave the theater because I was not expecting it to be about domestic violence, because people keep saying it's a chick flick, and Blake Lively keeps saying it's like a fun girls' night movie, when it's about like heavy topics. So I don't know. It just keeps getting worse for Blake Lively, and I don't know. But like, apparently her and Leighton Meester weren't really friends on the set of Gossip Girl. They say Leighton Meester's really nice. Someone tried to say that Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick had beef on the set of A Simple Favor, which I love that movie, by the way. But the videos they were showing, I'm like, they don't seem like they were just jokingly like being mean to each other. And I'm like, how can you not see that this is not real? Like, this is fake. Like, they're just pretending. Plus, I don't think they'd be doing a second movie if A Simple Favor 2 is being shot right now. I don't think they'd be doing a second movie if they didn't like each other that much. You know what I mean? I'm curious to see if there will be a second movie to Ends With Us, because apparently there's another book, which I don't really know how it's going to go along. Like everyone's like, yeah, but it'll probably be this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, but there's only so much you can do with that topic. Like, it'll just be like a normal love story. Like, there's no real plot or anything to it. You know what I mean? I have a hard time believing it's actually going to happen just because of all this drama and how much Blake hates Justin. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I haven't listened to Maddie Murphy's podcast yet, but the title is It Ends With Us. So she's obviously going to be talking about the movie and the drama. And so if you're going to see this movie, just know it is about domestic violence. It's not really like a lighthearted movie. I enjoyed it. But I also don't have ties to domestic violence. You know what I mean? Like, so it didn't affect me, but I can totally see how it would trigger people who have been in situations like that. So just beware. Just know that is, what you are going to expect in this movie. Other than that, I think that is it, you guys. We're at 1 hour and 9 minutes. I'm going to go up to my grandparents' house. Their basement flooded last night, as I was telling you earlier. So we're going to go check on them and see how they're doing. But yeah, today I'm going to clean and organize my office. I'm so excited to get ready for winter. I know that sounds bizarre, and I know people are probably thinking like, but you love summer, and you are correct. But I finally got my basement cleaned and like kind of organized, and it's like just cozy. Like I want people when they walk into my house, I want it to feel like when you walk into like the scene on Sword in the Stone when he walks into the Merlin's cottage or whatever in the cabin. There's a fire going, and it's just like cozy. Or like when she walks into the witch's house on Brave, like there's just like things cooking and fire going, and it just seems cozy. It's like a cottage vibe. I'm just excited. I'm excited to watch TV and read books and my magazines and work on the podcast. And can you guys believe it's almost been 1 year? I almost forgot to say that. August, let's see, August 23rd. So when is that? Can I just tell you how much I hate Apple's calendar? I don't like it at all. I'm sorry, Jackson. I don't. Google's calendar is far superior. The 23rd is this Friday. That's the 1 year for it's 1 year for the podcast. So exciting. Here, 1 year to go. Or 1 year down, forever to go. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hope you have a good day. Pray that Taylor announces Reputation, Taylor's version, soon. And pray Miley Cyrus announces a tour too, because I am going through withdrawals. Anyway, love you. Have a good day. Bye.